this greatest fire will allow him to get brood lords and to be already less corruptors. That's not a bad idea. And then he will be able to, as it were, have a ranged unit to kick the crap out of Colossi. Huck trying to get a few free kills with Colossi. I don't think he manages to. Maybe be able to snipe 1 or 2, although at this point it doesn't really matter because everything he kills will be looted instantly because Idra at the moment is just building up minerals. He should be researching as many upgrades as he can with all his spare minerals and gas. We do see 4 corruptors, 4 overlords morphing as we speak. These will allow him to uprange the Colossi and get quite a lot of damage. Now brood lords deal damage 2 ways. They deal damage upon impact of the broodlings of 20, and then the broodlings themselves have attack damage of 4.5 something or other, 4, and they attack twice a second. So the broodlings themselves are subject to the upgrade of melee and armor, and the attacks of the brood lord are subject to the air damage, and that's upon impact and that's upon striking. Now, at the moment Idra does have the advantage of going upon this cliff. He can sit up here and prolong the forces. Also this choke is very easy to hold with this amount of forces. You can get a nice long conclave up here with your roaches and hydras. Now Idra is just sitting up here and sniping at things. However, when Idra Huck should be able to pick off one of the brood lords there one go, just throwing that brood lord away due to bad micro, although they are slow as molasses, so it will take a while to get anywhere. Also with this map hacks, Huck is able to see exactly what they're doing and prepare for it in advance. And he is just barely able to snipe that one turret, losing another brood lord, which can lose another no. However, that is 2 brood lords, and given the colossal amount of brood lords cost, given that you have to pay the corruptor, which itself costs 150, 100, then with corruptor, you have to get some constructions. I don't know how much. I have no idea. This could be the first major engagement of these 2 massive armies, these roaches just carrying these next bits. These Colossi not all being put to use is a good idea. Idra definitely came out on top during that attack, however he cannot push his advantage because he didn't kill any of the Colossi, he just killed the army, but he took out about 30 or 40 supply worth of army, which doesn't sound like that much, but it's enough. Under the units cost tab, we can currently see that Huck is behind and Idra is in front. We are only talking about 1,000 minerals, but it is still the case. Now if we look at this this corruptor morphing to a brood lord is 150, 150. So total corruptors cost 300, 250, which is very, very expensive. Now this chamberlain is going to do diddly effing squat because he's actually got Throwdown cannon, which is a detector. I always forget it, but both players are now at the point where they're about to mine out natural, and they're having to take 2 or 3 bases to stop from burning out. This is the point where it gets quite dangerous because you're having to expand in more and more dangerous positions. For instance, if Idra was to expand here, corruptors would decimate. However, Idra trying to get as much bang for his buck out of his brood lords as possible. However, he does lose one instantly, lose another. Yes, that's 600, 1,200 resources down the drain. This force of roaches hydras is getting rather scary, however, and with production, we can see that he's getting more and more upgrades. He has lots of minerals and no gas. This could be a problem in replacing the army if he loses it. There goes another brood lord. I think we're starting to see a pattern here. Idra is getting slightly overzealous with his very, very, very expensive brood lords, and he's losing them one by one. And are we going to see a push up here at this point in time? Okay, apparently we're going to see Storm Hyperlisk. Now, if I was Huck, I would actually stop mining from this base and go take an expansion over here, because this base is becoming more and more risky, especially given the fact that eventually Idra will break down the wall. We do see Idra losing 1, 2 more brood lords. He's losing more steadily and people units lost tap. Now Idra is behind now by about 500 mils. Now given that these brood lords are getting kills, this means that he is being very much overcarried with his brood lord and losing them quite readily. This is not a good position to be in. It's just not healthy. Now we can see him looking up here. He's going to take out 1, 2, and is he going to snipe the last brood lord? You can see dozens of storms being laid down on his progress force. The forces, or with the road forces are in the red loss are just going down. You can see these forces are pushing the losses back, but there's not much in it. Not much help in it. If the Colossi were to turn around, they would just be like as they always do. You do see 1 brood lord gonna go and micro that brood lord like hell. No, you're not, because you'll lose it. Just like you missed the other ones. Idra needs to get more forces out, because he is now 2,500 minerals or resources behind the units lost. Production wise, however, we can see 2 brood lords, 5 roaches and a corruptor, and 2 zealots. Yippee. We do see them moving another brood lord yet again, and Protoss surviving minimal damage. If this keeps up, we can see where Idra's going to go with this. Idra is now making a 5th expansion, and I believe Huck is about to take his 5th, although with this Zergling here, he's not able to Zerglings who burrowed all across the map at all minerals. This is a very good idea, because he just cannot place an expansion down here without detection. I have actually had games where my opponent has not even known that was possible, and has then just been a bit puzzled as to why he can't expand when my Zergling has been sitting there. Yes, I am a Protoss Zerg player. I prefer Zerg, but I have no idea how to play them 1v1. I will work on that at some point, but I don't play many 1v1s. As we can see, the order of the day is contesting over these 2 expansions with large armies. We see 4 brood lords heading out across the map. He's trying to be very careful with them, as he should be. It's been put up in your line, very good idea. His force is non-minor expansion. However, I think he's just scuffling this expansion and going and taking another one. Yeah, that's it. Done. He is now going for a push somewhere else where his army can surround the Zerg. Normally Zerg armies surround Protoss. Anyway, regardless, he's trying to fight in a more open space, because I believe that will give him the advantage. These 200 armies, the Zerg armies are always weaker. Sorry, the Zerg armies are always weaker, but he will place a lot regular and a lot faster with Saber, rather than built up over the last 10 minutes. Now, in a normal game you would have about 50 lava at this point, but Idra only has 27. That's still enough to make one heck of an army very quickly while the Protoss has to build up slowly. Yay! Idra is now doing the Idra GG. Basically he's raging, he's claiming that something is over or underpowered. I'm just going to leave it at that. Idra was very overzealous with his brood lords, and I believe that is what he lost. He just didn't figure it out. And even this engagement is right. He didn't use brood lords first. Now we can see the storm going out, and these forces have been 1 to 6, and Idra staying across the base. Yes, he's probably right up. However, Huck did by no means deserve this game. Idra is very stupid. Yeah, fuck this game. Idra was very stupid with his brood lords, and because of that, he lost them. And slowly, over the course of the game, Huck came forward in the resources lost until there was 7,000 difference. Then the armies started to make themselves apparent, because Puck had a better upgraded, higher army, which was dealing more damage to Idra, and to put it bluntly, it just kind of snowballed from losing a few brood lords into losing 8,000 minerals worth, 8,000 resources more than Puck. Also, given that Idra had more minerals, more mining bases than Puck, this means he was very, very stupid with his money. He never ever messed with Puck's mineral mines, any of them. However, Puck didn't mess with any of Idra's, so that didn't really matter. But it just came down to he lost too many units without taking out any of Puck's. Good luck, have fun in your next StarCraft match, and I hope to see you all soon. I do apologise for the long amount of time between videos. I did a few recordings over the last few days of LoL games, and when I started to commentate on StarCraft 2 videos again, I forgot to click the box which records microphone over the videos, so I have I have 4 replays, all with a lot of this video screen moving around, but no sound. I was a bit pissed off about that. I apologise, and I'll be pumping out replays over the next few days. See you guys next time.